Hamas has launched an attack on Israel. One of Netanyahu's responses is to make it easier for his citizens to arm themselves. I wonder if Biden is still going to back him. Welcome to another installment of the Connecticut Gun Bench. Today's video is brought to you by P.A.N. Firearms, LLC, P.A.N. Firearms, NRA certification, and multi-facet gun training. You can reach us at 203-300-6343 or use our website at www.panfirearmsllc.com. As always, there'll be a link in the description box. And if you like my channel, like my content, and what I do here, you can support me with the link in the description box. Everything is appreciated. Let's talk about this. Now, we know what's going on out there in the Middle East. I mean, it's been the news for days. Hamas launched a surprise attack on Israel. And it started at one of the key places, was a music festival on the Gaza border. And you saw a little bit of video where Hamas militants paraglided into the festival and started shooting people and kidnapping people. In response, and one of the responses from their leader, is they have now made it easier for citizens to arm themselves. Now, in Israel, only 2% of the entire population actually has a license for a firearm. That is about to change. And I'm pretty sure much to the chagrin of the Biden administration. But I want to come into here, and this is from the Federalist. And Israel loosens strict gun control laws to arm as many citizens as possible. Okay. After a horrific terrorist attack by Hamas from Gaza, Israel's government made it slightly easier for its citizens to own firearms for self-defense, which is pretty much what the same thing they did in Ukraine. And we talked about that a little bit, where they're arming Ukrainian civilians in case of a Russian, incursion into their cities. But Israel, a tiny democracy in the Middle East with terrorists all along its borders, has more stringent gun control laws than anywhere in the United States. Unlike our Second Amendment, there is no recognition of the right to keep and bear arms. You think they would figure that out after decades of conflict there, but after a horrific terrorist attack by Hamas from Gaza, Israel's government suddenly made it easier for its citizens to own firearms for self-defense. Israeli Minister of National Security Itamar Ben-Gvir announced Sunday in Hebrew an emergency declaration that will, quote, allow as many citizens as possible to arm themselves. Currently, a mere 1.5% of the civilian population has a license to own a gun. Ben-Gvir's emergency policies for the Firearms License Department went into effect in 24 hours. Wow. Okay. The law that required proving a need to own and carry a gun have not changed. However, those eligible to apply for a license under the self-defense test can now do the required interview on the phone instead of in person. The applicant will be approved for the license within a week under a new order. But I still wonder, what can they be armed with? If you got militants with machine guns, what can the civilians arm themselves with? What are they going to be allowed to actually own? Because you got to meet equal fire with equal fire. I mean, you don't bring a knife to a gunfight. No, you bring a bigger, badder gun. So it's going to be interesting how that plays out. But while a citizen can still purchase only one handgun, the limit of rounds of ammunition has increased from 50 to 100. But according to the minister, 4,000 citizens who applied for a conditional permit in 2023 but let the license expire before using it can now purchase a firearm. Another 1,800 people in the past 6 months who returned their gun to the government for not taking a training renewal course can get their weapon back. Okay. Now, the narrow eligibility criteria for Israelis to apply for a gun license remain the same as before the attack. You are eligible to apply only if you live or work in the settlement area or are employed in professions that use guns. Like security guards, police officers, or firefighters, active duty military veterans of a certain rank, and special forces can also apply. Now, I'm not going to get too deep into this, but let's come on out of here. Now, it's interesting that it took this attack for them to loosen their gun restriction, because this is not the first time there's been conflict in Israel with incursions from Gaza, Hezbollah in the north. But I think, a dollar short, basically. And though I applaud them for finally seeing this threat and who is going to be at the forefront, like I've always said, you are the first responder at the point of contact. Those people that you saw at the festival being fired upon, I'm pretty sure they felt, it's just a music festival, having a good time. Next thing you know, you got a bunch of guys paragliding and shooting at you with machine guns. Very unfortunate. But we're going to see what happens going forward. Now, this Itamar Ben-Gvir is a big gun advocate. I mean, he tried to push for this back in January after a series of attacks. He tried to push for less gun control, and he wanted more civilians armed. I remember back in the 70s, I remember looking at a newspaper of a woman she was shopping, just like you would go to your local supermarket, but she had an Uzi, a straight Uzi, and I was like, wow, it's like that, huh? But this is a good thing that the people can defend themselves at the point of contact. But I question why they keep trying to keep it as strict as possible, despite knowing what's going on out there. People are being kidnapped, killed. It's just out of control. And what are they going to be allowed to arm themselves with? Just a handgun? Okay, I can't say it's better than nothing, but when the person you're facing down, you got 10, 12, 20, 30 of them armed with, AKs, probably, you got to kind of even the odds in a lot of ways. I wonder if this will lead to even less gun restriction, because Israel has the strictest gun control in that entire region, easily rivaling the U.S. when it comes to gun control laws. But this is a positive step, and I hope the people take advantage of it, because they are under siege, and I wish them the best of luck out there. I'd like to see a peaceful solution to this whole thing, but looking at the decades of conflict out there, you can only hope. But positive step. Let's hope they lessen restrictions more and actually give them weaponry that's going to rival the people that they're facing. But let me know what you think. As always, you can leave your comments in the comment section below. And as always, any statements of violence or statements that lead to violence will be removed. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you're notified the next time a video goes live. I will see you on the next one. Peace.